Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be working on a really special project. We're going to be inking on a shirt and we're going to be using our new superhero transfer. This is a great transfer. You get 10 different pieces that you can mix and match any way you want. Well, today's t-shirt was designed by my son. He picked out the pieces that he wanted and he even picked out the colors that he wanted. We're going to be using Bumblebee and we're going to be using Midnight Sky. Those are the two ink colors he requested. And out of all these pieces that he could play with, he decided that what he wanted was the lightning bolt right here and the word superhero. So these are the two pieces. But like I said, there's tons that you can mix and match. You can make so many different variations. No two shirts would be alike. You have I am a, and then you have the word superhero. You have lives here. You have the little bubble right there, kind of a starburst. You have a mask. You have the word boom. You have the word pow. And then you have the word zap. So many different things that you can do with this. I just love it. Okay, well, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way since I will not be using them today. And I'm going to start with the lightning bolt. Excuse me. I did not fuzz this, and I'm not going to because I'm going to be applying right onto material, cloth. Let me get these inks out of the way as well. Now, underneath, I already have my Chalk Couture ink mat. If you can see that right there. And the reason you use an ink mat is because you don't want your ink to transfer from the front of the shirt to the back of the shirt. So that's a way of protecting it so that you get the ink and the design specifically where you want it. Now, if you're loving this idea and you would like to do this at home, please feel free to shop my online store. The link is in the description box, and I truly appreciate all of y'all's support. And also, if you are loving it and you think, oh, this is for me, and would like to join my dream team, I would love that as well. There's a link for that in the description box. Or if you have any questions, my email address is there as well. Not to mention, if you would like to join my VIP group where I give sneak peeks, discounts, specials, definitely sign up for my VIP group. Okay, now I have placed the lightning bolt where I want it. And as you can see, I'm pressing down really well around all the edges. I definitely want a very good seal. Now, for example, if I have a little bit lifted up in that corner, that's not going to affect it. The only thing that I'm really concerned with is all the areas around the lightning bolts right here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to take my Bumblebee ink and I'm going to open it over here to the side because if you've watched any of my videos, you know that sometimes I can get a little messy. And our ink is permanent. I'm going to give it a little stir. Our ink is permanent, which means if you get it somewhere you don't want, oops, it's going to be too late. All right, I'm taking my angle squeegee, which, like I said, if you've watched before, you know that's my favorite. And I'm just dipping it into the ink. And then I'm going to start off over here to the corner, off of the transfer, and then bring the ink. And I'm pressing. Right now, I'm pressing lightly because I just want to get the area covered. Now, I will go and give it a second pass. Since this is a lighter color, I want to make sure that I get good absorption on the shirt. So I'm doing a little at a time. Again, I always start off of the main transfer area. Let me lift this up, make sure y'all can see. And now I'm going to go ahead and give it another little coat. Remember, you can layer the paint as many times as you want. So how saturated you want the ink is completely up to you. So as you can see, I want it a little darker up here, making sure to get every area. Now, if you wanted a distressed look, you can also do that. You know, since this is for my son, he might like that. Like, it's totally customizable how you want it. You know, boys, the distressed look, he might actually totally dig on that. Well, let's see what happens. All right, so I think I have pretty good absorption. Now I'm going to remove the extra ink. And let's see what I have. And like I said, you can layer this. If you wanted to, you could let this completely dry. You know, wash your transfer, let your transfer dry, let the ink on the shirt dry, and then just place the transfer on it again and reapply. Because you don't want to get your transfer so saturated on the first time that it bleeds and then you don't get nice crisp lines. So let's take a look at this and then I'll decide what I would like to do. Are y'all ready? Okay. Again, I'm starting on the corner, gently pulling till I get to the center, and then I'm going to pull all the way across. Ooh, I like that. Oh, look at those nice crisp lines. Oh, look at that. That is looking good. But you know what? I think I want that a little darker. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to let this dry and then we'll come right back and I'm going to show you how to layer the stencil again, the transfer again, and give it another pass. So we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I have let the first layer dry. Now, you can let it dry overnight if you want to, or if you're impatient like me. What I did is I took a blow dryer on the cool setting and I just passed it over it for a few minutes until I was able to touch it and no ink came off. And then, of course, I washed and let my transfer dry. Now, I've already placed it back in place because in order to make sure you line it up perfectly, you pretty much have to be right over it. And the only thing y'all would have been able to see was the back of my head. But frankly, I can just explain to you what I did. I lined up this corner piece and then just kind of guided it, the rest of the transfer along until I got the perfect placement. It was really very easy. All right, so let's go ahead and start the second pass. Now, like I said, because it's a light color compared to the dark shirt, that's why I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it 2 passes. If you were working with, like, let's say white or, you know, something that was lighter, you would not need to have the second coat. Or also, if you like the distressed look, the first one would have been perfect as well. But I know my son and I know he wants a nice, vibrant lightning bolt. So I'm just going to give it a second pass. Making sure to cover all the areas. And giving time for the ink to absorb. I'm not pressing too hard, just a light, even pressure, just to make sure that the ink has time to absorb. Okay, now I'm removing the excess off my squeegee over here, off to the side, because you guys know I will fumble it and end up with ink everywhere else. Okay, now I'm just going to remove the extra like this. There we go. And then you're going to see how nice and vibrant it is. That's one thing I love about our transfers. When you purchase a transfer, it is not a one use only. You can use it multiple times over and over again. So you're really getting a great bang for your buck because they are reusable. As long as, you know, you wash them and take care of them. All right, so there we go. I'm going to now lift. Now I let the ink kind of thick on there because, as I told you, I want a nice, deep, rich color. So now I'm going to pull up and take a look. Oops. Oh, that is bright. Oh, look at that. Loving it. That is nice and bright and yellow. Now I also have a container of water over here so that I can soak it in there and some of the ink can already start coming off. Now I will let this dry completely before I do the superhero on the bottom because I don't want I'm going to place it pretty close underneath here. And so I don't want the sticky part to get onto the just freshly inked area. So I'm going to let that dry completely. And then I'm going to come and do the superhero part. All right, I have let this dry completely, but upon letting it dry, that I noticed that when I went ahead and gave it that second coat, because I wanted that nice bright yellow, I had some feathering up here, right there, and right there. If you notice, I do not have any anywhere else. That tells me that when I put the transfer on for that second time, I didn't press very hard on these two areas, so some of the ink kind of feathered out. I'm going to show you how to fix that. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to turn this so that I have a good view of it. I'm going to take the transfer and I'm going to place it just where that little feathering occurred so that I can go over it with ink again and make it blend in so that I don't have that. So, like I said, that was totally my fault. I did not press down. See right here? I need to have no bubbles and I need to have very, very good pressure. And I'm only going to ink that tiny little spot right there. Okay? So, you see me pressing the edges, making sure I have very good contact. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here where I had a little bit of that happen as well. So once again, just that little piece. And I'm going to only add ink to this little area here and that little area there. Okay, so making sure that I have it straight though. Okay, right there. And see, I'm pressing in that area right here. This is where I want to make sure that I have good contact. Just in this area. And of course, I have my yellow ink, which is called Bumblebee. And then this time, I'm going to use our mini squeegee because I want to make sure that I am only getting in this area. Again, oh my goodness. Did you guys just see what I did? I have ink here and I got it on the shirt. Now that's not going to come off. So that's why I'm like, be very careful that your hands are clean. I am just going to try to wipe that off a little bit. Try to get most of it off. Again, this is for my son, so I know he'll be okay with it. If you're making it for yourself, that's why I'm like, be very, very careful when you're working with ink. I'm glad I did it and not y'all. But so make sure your hands are completely clean. And I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so I believe my hands are clean. Now I'm going to just do that little section with ink. There we go. Okay, make sure to stay right on the transfer, just in this section. All right. I'm gonna lift to see how it's looking. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stick my transfer in water. And see, now I have it perfect. And I'm going to let this dry, making sure my hands are clean before I touch my shirt again. Like I said, I got a little bit right there, and on the inside, that's not a big deal. Then I got a little bit on the collar. But like I said, it's for my son, so he'll be fine with it. But there you go. I cleaned up that area. And now we're going to be ready to start on the bottom part, which will be the superhero part. Okay, guys, I have a quick tip for you. Now, if y'all remember, I got a little bit of yellow right here. I got some here, and I actually even got some on the sleeve right here. Now, I don't know if it was because yellow is one of our lighter colors, or if it was just because it was a tiny bit that I actually got on the shirt. But I went ahead and I used some of these disinfecting wipes, and these are just the ones from the Dollar Tree. And I took one and I just rubbed the areas where I got yellow on, and most, if not all of it, came off. So if you happen to make a little boo-boo like I did, where I had inky hands and I touched other areas, which I always caution y'all about, and I did it myself, if you are quick enough, and if it's a light color and it's just a tiny amount, you could possibly get it out with some of those disinfecting wipes. I just wanted to pass on that little tip. Now, there's no guarantee, but most of it came out, if not all of it, on the little areas that I got. So let's turn this shirt around and let's get working on the bottom part. So I have the lightning bolt the way my son wanted, and then he wanted superhero on the bottom, right there under the lightning bolt. So let's get that going. And he wants that in blue. So the blue that I'm using, the one he chose, is Midnight Blue. And that, I'm pretty sure, if I got a stain, that would not come off. I'm pretty sure of that, because it is one of our darkest colors. So I'm just going to center this up. I think I want it about right there. And let me make sure that I'm straight. I think that's pretty straight. So now I am definitely going to take my time. And as you see, I am definitely making contact all the way around each letter. Okay? Because if not, then you can get some of that feathering. So as you see, I am going over it, pressing very firmly in both directions. I'm going this way, and then I'm also going this way. I want to make sure that I got good contact, because like I said, I'm using one of our darkest colors, which the good thing is it will definitely only take one pass of the color. So just making it have very, very good contact, and then I'm going to let the transfer do the work. That is what is so awesome about using our transfers. Okay, I think that's good. I've already stirred up my ink, checking my fingers, and I'm going to use my favorite squeegee. I'm loading it over here off to the side. Again, starting up over the letters and then just going down. And right now I'm just doing a light pass over the letters. Don't you just love this blue? It's gorgeous. I think my son is going to really like his shirt. And here we go. I will make sure to post a picture of him wearing it, and I'll post it on my Facebook page. So if you're not following me on Facebook, there's a link in the description box so that you can follow me there and you can see a picture of the final product with my son wearing it. Also, in the description box is a link to my online store. If you want any of the materials that I'm using, I would truly appreciate your support. You can go and order there. There's tons of other products to look at as well. And if you want to have as much fun as I have and would like to become a part of my team, I would love to have you on my dream team. So the link for that is there as well. Or if you just want to chat with me about it, then please feel free to hit me up on my email address, which is also in the description box. So I have whatever you need. I am here to help. Okay, I think that is good. Giving it one more swipe. I'm trying to get all the excess off to make sure I don't get my fingers in it. Checking fingers, making sure I'm good. All right, here we go. I'm going to start off at the corner and slowly start lifting. Then I'm going to go to the center and gently pull from there. Oh, I am loving that. Ooh. Perfect. Oh, that came out so good. I am loving it. Get a look at that. Beautiful. Awesome. I have really enjoyed making this project. Even though I had a couple of little boo-boos here and there, I'm glad you can learn from my mistakes. And as always, I truly appreciate your support. And thank you for watching. Make sure to like and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and the little bell notification icon if you want to be notified when I upload a new video. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day or night, wherever you're at.